Hey guys, welcome to my channel Work Life Glue. My name is Sarah. I am a mom to 2.5 little girls. I am currently 35 weeks pregnant at the filming of this video, and a few weeks ago did my Amazon registry fulfillment or registry completion purchase where I got 15% off everything. And I asked a lot of you guys on Instagram if you were interested in seeing, and I really thought nobody would be. But almost like unanimously 96% of you said yes, you want to see. So today I'm sitting down to film that video to show you what I bought for baby number 3. Now, just to preface this, I am a third-time mom. You really don't need a whole lot for a baby, but that being said, there are a lot of things that you can buy that can be really helpful. And as a third-time mom and former childcare provider who's cared for many babies over the years, I can definitely attest to there being a lot of things that make the job a little bit easier. We also have a multi-level house, which I think does make things a little more complicated because we're running up and down, we're all over the place in our house, and so some of the things I bought have to do with that. And then having 2 vaginal deliveries before this, one being very rough, very traumatic, 3 hours of pushing and episiotomy. I have a whole video on the 16 weeks it took to heal from that. I am very interested in postpartum care, so a lot of this stuff is actually stuff for me. But let's just jump right in. I've sorted it by category so that you guys can kind of see what each type of thing falls under. And also, before I jump in, I do want to say there are a lot of things that we didn't really need, because you don't need a whole lot. But now that our oldest is 5.5 and it's been about 3 years since we had a baby, some of the stuff just wasn't in good shape anymore. Like the car seat had been out in the garage in the really cold in the winter and really hot in the summer, and so I just didn't feel right when it was so close to expiring using the same one. So stuff like that, we kind of upgraded a few things that we didn't truly need, but will make it a lot smoother and nicer and me feel a lot better as a mom protecting her little baby this time around. Okay, so firstly, I bought a couple things that are for before the baby actually gets here, so kind of the prenatal period. I bought this exercise ball for, you know, bouncing on and getting the baby in a good position, and for laboring in at home if I ever do go into labor on my own. I've been induced 2 times. I never go into labor on my own, but I just wanted this anyway. I don't think I got the 15% off this. There's only certain things you can, you know, has to fall under the category of a labor and delivery or baby item, but I still bought this, and I will link to all these things below. But it's just really nice, especially toward the end, to try to prepare your body for birth, to have some kind of exercise or birthing ball. For my 2 older daughters, I actually got these Zarbee's elderberry gummies. We've kind of fallen off the bandwagon of taking elderberry, but with COVID going on, I want my girls' immune systems to be really strong, and I just want to do whatever I can to protect them and protect the baby. So I picked up a couple of those as well. And then as someone who is a proponent for natural birth, natural as much as possible, I just didn't have the luxury of having that kind of birth just because I never go into labor till it's unsafe. But I think it's really important to prepare your body for birth, so I got some pregnancy tea. I drank this with both the girls, and it's just a really great way to get your uterus ready safely. And so I usually will take like 2 of these out and drink it before bed, and I got a humongous box full of them. Okay, so moving on to like postpartum, right after the baby arrives, getting my body put back together and trying to give myself as much comfort as possible with 2 other kids that are high energy running around. I bought this Wish Garden After Ease for pregnancy. It's a herbal dietary supplement. It's got, you know, different essential oils and stuff in it to help with the afterbirth pain. I didn't get a lot of sitz baths in with baby number 2, and I'm pretty sure I won't get a lot of them in with number 3. So I used this last time and I really liked it. It's called Mother Love Sitz Bath Spray, and so basically it's just a very soothing spray that has a lot of the sitz herbs in it, and you can just spray it on your area, and it helps heal, and it just gives that cooling sensation that really helps you feel a lot better, especially when you're swollen and in a lot of pain. You might have torn and stuff like that, so it really helps. I also use the Tux cooling pads with baby number 2, and definitely had to pick up another pack for baby number 3. Again, just really helps cool and just help with the discomfort after birth. If you can't get the theme here, I'm all about pain relief down there. After you've had an episiotomy that healed wrong and had to deal with that for 16 weeks, you'll do just about anything to not go through that again. So I ordered these postpartum / hemorrhoid packs. You can do them hot or cold, and they are reusable, so you can, I think, wash them. And then I also got these Freedom Mom Perennial cooling pad liners to go over them so that, it's more sanitary. But this, just a nice cooling pad on the area to help with swelling and discomfort. And I like that it's reusable, so I didn't have to spend a lot of money buying tons and tons. Pretty much everyone, at least in the United States, will go home with a perennial bottle that you can fill up with warm water and spray while you're going to the bathroom to help with the pain, because it is very scary and sometimes very painful to go to the bathroom after you give birth. But I want to take it up a level because I don't know, it's hard to bend over and things like that when you're just gave birth to a baby. And this is a nicer perennial bottle, a peri bottle. It's got an angled spout, so you don't have to like bend over. You can just hold it upright and it'll spray that area while you're going, so it's not so uncomfortable and scary. With baby number 1, I use the hospital underwear, like the mesh shorts that they give you with the gigantic pad for catching all the blood. But because I had an episiotomy, I found, like, because you're sitting so much and laying down so much after you give birth, that the pad would get like all like crumpled up, and sitting on it was really painful in that area. And so with baby number 2, I was like, I'm not doing that again, maybe in the hospital, but once I go home, I am getting me some Incontinence panties, basically. So like the Depends or whatever. They're for incontinence, but I loved them last time for catching all the blood. They don't bunch up and they're more comfortable. They're all one unit, so you don't have to worry about like it unsticking from the underwear and sticking to your skin and then having to rip it off and you're got stitches and stuff. I highly recommend these. I just think they were such a lifesaver last time. I was walking around at 2 days postpartum, 3 days postpartum, and just felt great and was ready to tell everybody about the Depends I was wearing. So I highly recommend these. Since this is most likely my last pregnancy and birth, because it's just been super hard and I don't know if I could go through it again, and I'm really happy with having 3 children, I really wanted to work on getting my body kind of back after the baby. I know it will never be what it once was, but I would like to try to kind of get the extra skin and stuff kind of under control. So I bought this postpartum recovery belt. It's got 3 different belts that come with it that do different things and that you wear at different times depending on, you know, how far after the baby it has been. And so you just stretch them around different parts of your belly, and it helps, you know, it helps it heal in the position you want. It helps the skin stretch back and stuff like that, because I, at least on my mom's side of the family, like, we just have extra skin. We're not the kind of people who right after the baby it all gets sucked back in and we have a flat tummy. I still had skin left over even after I lost all the baby weight with our first child, and it just, you know, kind of gets worse after each child. So hopefully this will kind of help, but whoever knows. Let's talk breastfeeding. I breastfed our first daughter for 2 years and our second daughter for 18 months. And the very first time I ever nursed, I thought I was dying. It was the worst pain I have ever experienced in my entire life. And I honestly thank a male nurse for allowing me to use a nipple shield, because it helped with the pain so much. I'm very fair skinned and I guess have sensitive skin, and so that area, like, it sent shooting pains down my spine every time I would nurse. And there's no way I could have continued on without the nipple shield. So that is something I bought. It's in my daughter's room who's sleeping, so I forgot to grab it. But basically a nipple shield is just something you can put over your nipple that helps protect the skin. It still will allow the baby to nurse. It's got holes in it, but it's that protective barrier so that your skin isn't like cracking and bleeding and getting raw. It is hard for a lot of babies to wean off of it. For me, it wasn't so bad, and once they weaned off of it after a couple weeks, I was fine nursing without it because my skin had already toughened up at that point. But for me, it was a lifesaver, so I highly recommend them, but I know some hospitals really don't like to give them because it is hard to wean off of them. But if you're in a position where you just want to quit nursing because it's so painful, I would highly recommend those, because at least you can continue nursing while your body kind of heals. But I also bought quite a few products to help aid in like the soothing and irritation of my girls area. So I used these last time. These are called the Soothies Cooling Gel Pads. They bring a lot of relief. They have like some kind of cream or something on them, and then I can't remember if you put them in the freezer. You can put them in the fridge and they can be used up to 72 hours. And so I got 2 packs of those. They were just such a helpful thing with my last baby. I also got the Earth Mama nipple cream, nipple butter, basically just a cream you put on your nipples to help heal in between feedings. And then I also got the TheraPearl 3-in-1 breast therapy packs. You put these in the freezer, or you can put them in the microwave depending on if you want heat or cooling, and they just really help soothe that area as well. Because it's like after you give birth, the pain isn't necessarily just done. You have the healing of your perineal area or your C-section site, plus if you're going to be nursing, you know, some people nurse without any pain, but I know a lot of people have pain. They say if you're doing it right, you won't feel pain, but I know that's not true. I had great latches with both my girls, and it was still very painful, so I wouldn't believe everything you hear. Also, to go along with nursing, I got some Lancino breast milk storage bags, you know, for freezing breast milk once I start pumping. And then I've heard a lot of cool things about this Haka, I think is how you say it, the silicone breast pump. And basically the idea is you nurse on one side. I've always been a one side per feeding session kind of mom. I never would breastfeed on both sides per session. I would feed on one side and then 2 hours later feed on the other side, and I never had issues. But you know, just go off of what the lactation consultant or your doctor says, or what, you know, seems to work best for you and your baby. I luckily have never had any issues with supply. But basically you can put this on the side you're not nursing on, and it will collect all the extra milk, because you know, once your letdown happens, you're often losing milk on the other side, which is really, really cool. And I think you can also just use it as a handheld pump when you need to, and it's just one thing. There's not a bunch of pieces that you have to clean. I just think it's really cool, and I thought I'd try it out. I have never been one who can nurse in public without a cover. I just am way too modest for that. No judgment to those who do. It's just not me. And I've always done the nursing covers, which just have like a rectangle of fabric with a little strap that's adjustable. But sometimes when your baby's kicking and stuff, they can kick it out, and then, you know, you're not protected from people seeing your body in that position. So I got one of these that's like a circle with a hole in it, basically. So literally it wraps around you, so when you're nursing, like, you still have a lot of extra space. You can look down and see your baby, but there's like no way for anybody to see in, which is really cool. Oh, and it even has a pocket. And then it also comes with this little carrying case, which is really nice for the diaper bag. And then because it is my 3rd baby, I thought I would try out a couple things that, you know, you don't really need at all, but might be kind of helpful when you have 2 other kids running around. So I've never had blouses or shirts that were specifically nursing friendly shirts. I always do the 2-shirt method, where I have a shirt on with a tank top underneath, and I would lift my shirt up, and then either I'll have like a nursing tank on that I can unhook along with my bra or whatever, or if I'll just have like a really stretchy tank top on underneath and I can pull that down. And so I thought I would try this. It's called the Latch Pal. Basically it holds up your shirt, so it's more hands-free, so you don't have to like hold the shirt up or it keeps falling down over the baby. You just clip it around your shirt basically when you've lifted it up, and it will hook on and keep your shirt up while you're nursing. I just thought that'd be one extra helpful thing to have both hands free while I'm nursing, especially in public if I'm covered, so I can grab my other kids if I need to. Okay, so basically everything I've shown you so far has nothing to do with the actual baby. It's just like stuff that's helpful for the mom or nursing, but not really for the baby at all. So let's move into some things that are actually for the baby. I just picked up some shampoo and conditioner, Honest Company, because our girls bathe up in the tub and the baby will bathe in the sink until she's a lot bigger. It's just a lot easier, so I just picked up a spare set of shampoo and conditioner so that we have it at the bottom of the sink. And then also just some baby lotion. This is the Earth Mama brand. You definitely don't have to buy these things before you have the baby. I just like to be prepared to be inside a lot. You just never know how it's gonna go on the transition with other kids is gonna go, so I just like to be able to be holed up if we need to be and not have to go anywhere. Also, going along with baths, I got this Cradle Cap brush and comb. I've never used one of these, but I just thought it would be helpful to have if our baby does have Cradle Cap. It was not very expensive at all, and it basically just has these like silicone little bristles to rub it out, which is nice, and it's got like a little comb too, so while you're washing their hair, you know, you can kind of get it out. With both my other two girls, we had kind of like this foldable mesh seat that would go in the tub, in the sink to bathe them, and the water could fall through, but it never felt very secure, and I just didn't like it. I always thought they were gonna like roll off of it, but I never bought anything else. I didn't really think to, but with this baby, I decided to try this blooming bath. It's this big flower. You guys have probably seen these in commercials or something, but it's so soft and it can take up the whole bath, so if they like kind of shift or roll, they're not banging their head or falling out of a chair. And I love that it's machine washable. That's really what got it for me. I think that's probably why I didn't buy it before. I didn't know it was machine washable, so I thought about having it to sit out and dry, and what if it got moldy or whatever, but it's machine washable, so after you give your baby a bath, you can just throw it in the wash and the dryer, which I think is like amazing. My other two girls each have a robe, like a hooded robe with some kind of animal or mermaid on it, and so I thought I'd get our baby one too. I thought this elephant was so cute, so now each of the three girls will have a little towel to last them for quite a while for bath time, and we'll know whose is whose. As far as like diapering and stuff, we're just doing disposable diapers. It's just easier, but I got some of the Bordeaux's butt paste just to have something on hand. You never know what might irritate your baby, but I wanted to have something on hand in case, you know, it's a baby that gets really rashy in the diaper area. And then gripe water. Gripe water was a complete lifesaver for us with our second daughter. She hated the car seat, and so we found out if we gave her gripe water right before, it would kind of help clear out her system, and then she was a much more peaceful baby. I don't know if the car like gave her gas or something from it rocking, but she hated it, and so this helped so much. And then whenever she got really fussy, we give her grape water, and like a minute later she would be passing gas. And so I think it's amazing, but you don't want to have to go out and buy it when you need it. You want to have it on hand, so I definitely picked up that at the store when I saw it. And then I know these seem gross, but they are amazing. I got a nose Frida. I don't know what happened to our last one. I probably threw it away. But when your baby is congested, you want to be able to get that stuff out quickly and effectively, and nothing does it like the nose Frida. Let's just put it that way. Okay, a couple other more practical things. We have gone through so many burp cloths, and yes, we still have a good amount, but they're getting old and stained, and I don't really love them. So I want to get another pack just to have on hand. You never know how spit uppy your baby will be, and so it's just really nice. I feel like you can never have too many burp cloths. And this one came packaged really well, and it even came with these like cards that say how old the baby is, which is cute for pictures. I don't think I'll use them, but I thought it was cute that it came with that. And I love these. I really was on a mission to find a high quality burp cloth. I got gifted a set when our first daughter was born that were so thick and had this like tri-fold design that just made them really thick, and you could fold them up really nicely, and the spit up's not like soaking through at all. And I just love how thick these are. They're very soft. They're white. I mean, they're not gonna stay white forever probably, but still, I just love the size of them and how absorbent they probably will be. Our other two daughters have both been pacifier babies. I also got a set of pacifiers. I will just include a picture of the kind I got, because that's also up in the nursery where our current second daughter is sleeping. So I got a set of pacifier clips. It's like one of those things like socks that just get lost throughout the house. So I got these really cute ones. They're by Baby Goal with different like fruit patterns on them and flowers and things, and just really bright and cute, easy to find. I think there's like 6 in here, and I like that they have the plastic hook instead of the metal. It just seems a little safer and less likely to pinch them. But really cute, and that way you can clip the pacifier onto the baby. Obviously not when they're sleeping, but when they're awake you can clip it onto them so it's not getting lost everywhere. Especially in the car seat, it's nice, especially when they are able to, you know, use their hands to put it back up eventually. It's just nice to have it clipped onto them so it's not falling on the floor all the time. I also picked up a pack of 3 really lightweight swaddles. All the swaddles I could find that we had were really thick, like wintry swaddles, because our firstborn was born in the winter, and our secondborn I just kind of used whatever we had. But I wanted to have some lighter weight because it's been so incredibly hot in Minnesota this summer, and I'm having her right at the end of the summer. And I know with our secondborn, she was born in September and it was 90 degrees the week she was born, so I wanted something lighter weight, but all our other 2 daughters needed to be swaddled. So I got these lighter weight ones by Ziggy Baby in the small medium size, so they will fit till she is about 14 pounds. And then when I was looking on Amazon, you just never know what's gonna come out when you have another baby, but these are so cool. These are called Socks On, and basically they are just this part of a sock, and they're tight, and they help you put it over your baby's socks, and it keeps their socks from falling off. Having babies in Minnesota or any really cold climate, when you take them outside, you know, you're not always putting shoes on them when they're really little. She'll be like 3 months old at Christmas time, and so, you know, I want like a nice thick pair of socks over her in her car seat with her blanket over her, and I want to make sure they're not falling off. So I love this product, and then you're not losing them all over, and I just think, why not try it out? We already have a good amount of baby toys, and when they're first born, they can't play with anything anyway for a few months, but I just thought I'd get her a couple toys just to make her feel special. So I got her this little taggy, I think it's a raccoon. I just think it's so cute. And then also this avocado like rattle. It's so cute, and you can put it together too, which is really cute. And then our girls also picked out some toys for her, but I'm not including that in this video because they were just fun things they want to give to her when she's born. And then for our newborn pictures, I thought it would be cute to have a picture of all 3 girls with like a big sister, little sister shirts on. And so I had trouble finding colors I like that all match, so I ended up getting that, you know, didn't cost a ton of money. So I ended up getting this kind of maroon merlot color for big sister for our 2 older daughters. And then they didn't have a onesie that matched that color in stock, so I got a gray for little sister, so she'll like be between them. And I just thought that was really cute. For on the go or even just around the house, I picked up this Infantino carrier. I have had a few carriers in the past. I never really found one I love, so I thought I'd give this one a try. It's not very expensive. It got really good ratings, so I thought, why not try it out? And maybe with this baby, since I have 2 other ones, I'll be wearing her more, but I'm just not a huge baby wearing person. At least I wasn't with the other 2. I did here and there, but it wasn't like an all day, every day thing. It has been 3 years since I've bought a diaper bag, which I think says a lot about the diaper bag I've been using for the past 3 years. I will link the video where I showed that bag in the description. I still think it's an amazing bag, and I'll probably still use it a lot, but I also wanted to get a different one that had a couple different features just for ease of use as a mom who tends to lose things or needs to find things quickly. There were a couple changes I wanted in a diaper bag, so I will link to this one below. I wanted the gray, but it was out of stock, so I just bought this black one. It's kind of got like a tan stitching. What I really love about this is it has this pocket that has these magnetic clasps, so I can put my keys and my phone in here, and they're really easy to get to. I don't have to unzip anything or dig in anything. They're just right there, because I tend to lose my keys in my bag and I get really frustrated, and the kids are getting really crabby because I can't open the door and I've got all these groceries, and so I wanted something where I could get to them really easily. It also has like another zip pocket here that I could use, which has this thing which you could put keys on as well. I could do a whole video review and show you guys what I'm gonna keep in my diaper bag with 3 kids if you're interested, but for now, I'll just give you a little look at it. It's not very super big, which I like, but it's just big enough to hold what you need it to. It has this side pocket for like your tablet or your laptop or whatever, or you could stick your wallet in there so it's not accessible to other people. It has the shoulder stroller clasps, which I like, and then it also has different dividers and things on the inside. So let me know if you guys are interested in seeing how I pack this. It was not very expensive at all, neither was my other one, which I still love and stand by that it's one of the best diaper bags, but I just want to try something else out for baby number 3. Okay, and lastly, when it comes to like bigger items or equipment for the baby, I will say none of this I needed, but they were all things that are gonna make our life a little bit easier, or upgrades of things that got recalled or didn't quite work out well, or were just not in the best shape anymore. So one of them is this Ingenuity seat. It's basically kind of like a bumbo, but a little fancier. We had a bumbo with our first 2, but it was the very old version and it was really hard to get the tray on. And I love that this, you know, can become a high chair. You can hook it onto your seat and it can kind of grow with the baby. It's really easy to clean. The tray is like, just pull out of here. It's just really cool. I haven't really looked at all the features, but I was really excited to find this and to buy it. I love having a good seat of some sort to put the baby in when I can't wear them and I just need to set them down for a second and know that they're okay. We had a bouncy seat, but it had these like wire legs that we would trip over all the time, and I don't think it's very safe to be tripping over your newborn baby in case you might fall on them. And so now that we are going to be a family of 5, I don't want 4 of us potentially tripping on top of her, and so I got a new one. I got this one from Fisher Price. It also can convert to a toddler rocker. I like it because it has very thick legs that are obvious, that aren't just like sticking out the back, so we're not going to trip on her, and it's just really cute, and it looks pretty comfy and safe for her. With our other 2 daughters, I had them in an elevated pack and play next to me beside my bed in like the bassinet thing that could hook on, but quite honestly our bedroom is very, very small and it took up all the space next to the bed, and I was always afraid having her so close to the bed that maybe the blanket would fall on top of them or whatever. So somebody I know was selling their smaller bassinet that does still fold down. It's an arm's reach CoSleeper that goes next to your bed. It's not like an in-bed CoSleeper. I am not a proponent, after being a daycare provider, of co-sleeping, but this goes next to your bed. It's smaller and more compact so that the baby's next to us, but I can push her up against the wall or closer to the wall so she's not like right next to the bed that I'm afraid like my pillow might fall on top of her or whatever. And then with our other 2, when we were on our main level, and they sleep a lot when they're newborns and I didn't want to have to go put her up in our room every time she took a little cat nap, I was using a rock and play. They are recalled. I don't recommend them. Get rid of them if you have one. They are not safe, but I wanted something to replace that. So I got this Delta bassinet. It folds up, which I think is really cool. So when we're gonna go see family or whatever, we can bring this along for her to lay down in if she's napping and, you know, we are not holding her at that exact moment. And we can move it around the main floor or fold it up and take it downstairs or outside or wherever we're going. It has a folding canopy that can go over her, so if my girls can't stop touching her and I want her to have like nice rest, I can shut it and she's totally safe. It's flat. She's not going to be suffocating or any of the things that could happen with the rock and play. And it doesn't rock, which I didn't care about that feature with the rock and play. I just liked having a place to lay my baby down to have a little nap during the day that I can still be interacting with her. And then lastly, we got a new car seat. We went with the Chico Key Fit 30. zip, and so that was like the highest rated car seat I could find. It was pretty affordable but also really safe, and I like that it is really easy to install compared to some of them, especially the one we had when our daughters, both of our daughters when they were infants. And I like the zip feature because you can zip stuff off to wash it or just to take it off. It's removable, and I just read really good things about it. And then we also got an extra base for my husband's car so that we can easily switch the car seat from one car to the other. I got those on allbebaby.com. I will link below. They had a really good sale at the time, and I figured out that I actually bought a different car seat from them a few years ago when we were switching our first daughter to a convertible car seat. So I think they have really good deals, and it was a way better price than Amazon. I saved over $100. So definitely go check over there. I'm not sponsored in any way, but I just found that really good deal I wanted to pass on to you guys in case they're running it or run it fairly often. So that was a lot of stuff. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of feel overwhelmed by how much stuff it is, but you know, I was very intentional. I'm a very intentional shopper with stuff like this. I really think, am I going to use it? Is it going to be helpful? And I also did get that 15% off. I think Target does the same thing. Once you are close to your due date, you can buy a bunch of stuff off your registry and you get a percentage off. So that really helps save money. And I just, you know, with the third baby, it's like I didn't need a whole lot, but I wanted a few things that would just make the experience easier. Having two other kids that I also want to be attending to and loving and pouring into, and not making them feel like they're bothering me if they're trying to like touch the baby while I'm nursing, or you know, if I'm in a lot of pain, I want to heal fast. And so I think all of these things will really help with that. I would love to know, what are a couple essentials that you had to have with a new baby? Put those in the comments below. If the comments are disabled, you can head over to our community tab and find the thumbnail for this video and comment there. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm excited to take you guys along on this journey, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.